direction, or whether it's something that might catch hold or not.
Well, RioCan has the largest center of that sort in Canada, in Montreal, in the South Shore, and it's doing very well.
Say it in French. The name of the place?
No, I can't.
Okay.
So pick on.
Toronto, 10:30.
There's a lot of elements to that shopping center that have been done correctly where Don Mills wasn't. For example, there is parking underground with stairwells leading up so you can come into the middle of the shopping center when the weather's inclement. And it's the same streetscape. It's the same. It's very similar, but on a much larger scale. And I think the problem with Don Mills Center is, and this is from the tenants talking to us, there's nothing that unique about it, save and except for some open greenfield space in the middle, and there's not enough, I guess, economies in terms of bringing people there to make it a different shopping experience.
You're also only 2 or 3 miles away from Fairview Mall, so he couldn't get a theater. A center of that type, a lifestyle, you need a movie theater. He couldn't get Indigo Chapters, both of which are in Fairview, and felt they would only be, and this is Cadillac Fairview couldn't get them, felt they would only be cannibalizing their own stores. So I think these types of centers are fantastic for the city, but they really are a fragile creation. They have to be in the exact right location with the right tenant mix. I think when the deal that Fred was talking about earlier, and it's not the middle of the city, but it's St. Clair and Weston Road, where we're going to have that Target anchor. I think when you see it, you're going to hopefully agree, and we don't have a theater or a bookstore, so maybe I'm talking against myself, but it's early days, that, hopefully we got it a little more right than that one. There's just a lot of things, in our opinion, they did wrong there.
Can I do one more 2-minute thing, or do you want to get us?
No, I think we're done.
Fine.
I'm a tough host, but I'm going to keep these. Yeah, I'm very aware of Ed's schedule as well. I mean, coming tonight was, considering the circumstances, I think was a phenomenal thing to do, and speaks volumes about him and the team he's got around him. The things I learned, and I'm just going to hand it over to Mark, but I wanted to thank them both personally because I phoned them up and begged them to come, and they were very gracious. 3 things I learned were trust and truth are the same thing. And if you engender trust from people, you're actually going to go a long way in life. Hard work is a common theme of everyone we ever have at this series. I have never seen anybody on either side, the questioner or the person asking the questions or the person responding. And asking the questions is quite tough. So I thank Fred for that, because that's not an easy job. But hard work comes through all the time. And then, a business, our business, any business is a team sport. So you surround yourself with people who feel as passionately about the business as you do. And if you know anything about the RioCan team, you'll know that actually there's a shared value amongst all the people there. And it's quite clear the way they interact that they are a team. So I also heard that they didn't want that property in Windsor. So for my brokerage folks in here, Hugh and Matt, they started off the whole thing saying they didn't want that center in Windsor. So tag them on the way out. I'm handing over to you, Mark.
After John's thank yous, I'll be short. As on behalf of Goodman's, which was delighted to sponsor this event, along with the other sponsors, also as chair of ULI Toronto, I want to thank Ed and Fred. As John said, we've been doing this fireside chat type event for I think 3 years now. It's different from our other events, which tend to focus on a specific theme, and it really consists of a leader from the industry telling stories, and all of us learning from those stories. And Ed, I think it's a measure of how good a storyteller you are, but also a measure of the RioCan team that you've got Fred here, not only asking you questions, but 3 or 4 of your senior management team here listening to stories that I'm sure they've heard many times in the past. So
no more than 2 or 3 dozen times.
So thank you both very much. There are gifts for both of you, which we'll make sure you get on the way out. I did want to just take a minute. I know we all want to get out and enjoy what's left of the nice weather. I did just want to take a little moment to tell you a bit about what's going on with ULI Toronto. In addition to the many programs we run, there's part of ULI's mission is to engage in some outreach activities. It's part of ULI's mission to try to promote the responsible use of land and sustaining communities. Just to mention a couple, there's an event in a couple of weeks, I think June 22nd, where our young leaders group are going to be doing a tree planting exercise at Evergreen Brickworks. So the younger people of you in the crowd, if you're not a YLG member yet, there's an opportunity to join and be part of a tree planting exercise. And the other thing that went on just recently, actually, which we're quite proud of, is a couple of weeks ago, we did a technical advisory panel that looked at the revitalization of the Weston Road Village area. And for those of you who aren't familiar with a technical advisory panel or a TAPS program, there's a long history in the United States where the Urban Land Institute has existed for many years of its members devoting their time, their expertise to looking at land use issues and challenges in an area. And a couple of weeks ago, in collaboration with the City of Toronto and Metrolinx, a number of our members, Mark Guslitz was one of them, and there's perhaps others here, engaged in a technical advisory panel, or TAPS, to look at how the Weston Road Village area might be revitalized, building on the fact that the Metrolinx rail link from Union Station to the airport will be going through there in a couple of years. So that's the kind of outreach that your membership and your attendance at events like this help support. So I thought I'd just mention that. And again, thanks to Fred and Ed, and enjoy the rest of the evening.